En los 80 tuvo grandes funciones. Hizo Roberto Durán contra Ray Leonard de la olla Trinidad. Hizo varias, perdón, Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns y las de entre ellos. La de la olla Trinidad es más adelante, 2000. Pero hizo todas esas funciones y competía o estaba ahí también Don King. ¿Cuándo empezó la rivalidad con él?
Well, I was promoting Ali, and suddenly this big blustery guy comes on the scene, Don King, and he had just been out of prison, and he was very clever, and you know, he could command the attention of people, but he had really no real idea of how to run a business, how to be a businessman. So everything about King was him. It was him, tension, waves the flag, you know, and he never was able to build up an organization because he wouldn't delegate to anyone. Now, my way of operation, maybe because I was a different personality, was that it wasn't all about me, because I realized people care about the fighters. You got to make it about the fighters, and you got to bring in people that can help you do that. And so I was able to build an organization, and a good organization, and I continue to build and continue to become younger. We now have 12 people in our social media group that sends out stuff all the time, and we're constantly trying to get on the cutting edge, as they say. And that's the way you build an organization, or else you atrophy like King did, and his act becomes stale and nobody really wants to pay attention anymore.
¿Cómo lograban, si tenían diferentes personalidades y diferentes formas de trabajar, cómo lograban promover algunas peleas? ¿Era difícil?
King, when you did a fight with him, had the ability to create a lot of excitement. That was his personality. And when we did fights together, he let me handle the business, and he just made speeches and, you know, bellowed, and so it was a good combination. I mean, funny enough, as big a rivalry as we had, which was really intense at certain points, when we promoted an event together, it was very successful.
Dicen las malas lenguas que un día Don King quiso subirse al ring con un peleador suyo cuando ganó. Y dicen las malas lenguas que usted le jaló y le arrancó el saco o algo así.
Let me tell you the story.
Por favor.
In 1978, Ali fought Spinks in February, and Leon Spinks upset Ali. And Ali said, "You have to get me the rematch," and I promised him that I would do it. And the WBC stripped Ali of his title then, but we had the BA title, and we did the fight in the Superdome in New Orleans. And we did 72,000 people. It was a big event, and Ali won back the title. Now, I never wanted to go in the ring, ever. But King jumped up, He had nothing to do with that fight. And I looked up, and there's Ali, and King is holding his hand up like he's the promoter. This was 1978. Now it's 1987, and Leonard is fighting Hagler, and the fight is over, and one of my public relations people comes running up to me, and he said, Don King is trying to get in the ring. And I run to the ring, and I said, Don, get down. And he refused. He was already up. So I took the jacket, and I ripped it. And he came tumbling down, right? and said some bad things, but in any event, that was the story. I wasn't going to once, okay, but again, I wasn't going to let him get away with it.
Sí, no
Because he had nothing to do with the fight, either fight.
Y era ese tipo de acciones o de temas, ¿era continuo o no más fue ese casual? Ese tipo de acciones de rivalidad, de no te subas y yo entiendo lo que dice, ¿no? Que nomás sucedió una vez, pero ¿era muy continuo eso cada vez que se topaban o no?
No, we always bumped heads. That was part of it. It went on for like 20 years. But it was good for him and it was good for me because it created a lot of public interest in the rivalry. But I always knew that at the end I would leave him in the dust.
Fíjate que me voy a ir un poquito a la historia del boxeo y luego me regreso con los boxeadores. Hay una parte que en los 80s Don King apareció en México, ¿no? Y Chávez, Chiquita González y otros tantos boxeadores. Pero, bueno, no tantos, fueron poquitos, pero hacía mucho ruido y hablaba. Y al final de la era de Chávez abandonó el boxeo mexicano. Yo veo que usted se casa con un peleador y se casa con todo el país. ¿Cuál es la mentalidad?
King had a different way of working. King latched on to Chavez and was able to make a tremendous amount of money from Chavez, but really didn't care about him. When Chavez came with us towards the end of his career, we made him a lot of money and we became really close friends. I think to some extent, I don't know, I can't really speak for King, but I don't think he particularly cared for the fighters. As far as I was concerned, always from the beginning, maybe because my first fighter was Ali, I always loved the fighters. I always loved the relationship with them. I don't think that was the case with him. I could be wrong, but I know as far as I was concerned, and that I really enjoy the fighters, the kids today, the fighters that I've promoted throughout my career.